Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Saturday, March 13, 2021. Fox report. Coyote that terrorized Bay Area is euthanized following capture. A coyote that terrorized residential California, biting 5 people in the last 8 months, was caught and euthanized on Thursday. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife announced Friday that the wild animal had been captured in the East Bay suburb of Moraga. The coyote, an adult male, was finally apprehended by the U.S. Department of Agriculture Wildlife Services off of Kaela, Montana Road close to the scenes of his crimes.
Deutsche Welle report. Sarah Everard. UK mourners pay tribute to murdered Londoner. Mourners angry about violence against women in Britain pushed ahead on Saturday with vigils for Sarah Everard, whose body was found days after she went missing while walking home. It comes a day after police warned that the planned gathering in memory of the 33-year-old Londoner could breach coronavirus regulations. Reclaim the Streets organisers officially called off their planned event at Clapham Common, southwest London, but some campaigners said they would turn up anyway.
CNN report. 200 opposition activists detained at Democratic Forum in Moscow. Russian authorities says they were breaking COVID-19 protocol. Around 200 opposition activists were detained in Moscow on Saturday. According to a statement from Russia's Ministry of Internal Affairs, the detentions are the latest in a series of crackdowns sustained by members of the opposition following Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny's arrest and imprisonment. Navalny was detained in January on his arrival from Germany, where he spent 5 months recovering from Novichok poisoning he blamed on the Russian government.
CNN report. Daylight saving time. Don't forget to spring forward. It's that time of year again. This weekend, you'll sacrifice an hour of sleep in exchange for a few months of extra daylight. Benjamin Franklin first thought up the idea of daylight saving in 1784. It wasn't instituted until World War I, when it went into effect to save energy used for lights. The Standard Time Act established time zones and daylight saving in 1918, but it was short-lived. Daylight saving was repealed the following year.
Deutsche Welle report. Sri Lanka to ban burkas over national security concerns. The Sri Lankan government on Saturday said it would soon outlaw the burqa, a loose garment which is sometimes worn by Muslim women to completely cover their face and body in public. The Buddhist-dominated nation has already introduced a temporary ban on burqas following terror attacks which killed over 260 people in 2019. The burqa has a direct impact on national security, said Minister of Public Security Sarath Wirazakara on Saturday.
CNN report. Researchers discover a dinosaur preserved sitting on a nest of eggs with fossilized embryos, a first. Scientists are celebrating the first discovery of a dinosaur preserved while sitting on a nest of eggs with fossilized embryos, including at least 3 that were visible. The Oviraptorosaur fossil was uncovered from rocks that are 70 million years old in Guangzhou City, China. The Carnegie Museum of Natural History (CMNH) said in a news release in January. Oviraptorosaurs were part of a diverse group of feathered, bird-like dinosaurs that lived during the Cretaceous period.
Deutsche Welle report. César Awards. French actor bears all in protest over cinema closures. A French actor has staged a naked protest at France's top movie awards in an effort to demand that the government do more to help the shutdown-ravaged cultural sector. But the audience of the socially distanced ceremony got more than they bargained for when the 57-year-old stripped live on stage to reveal messages to French Prime Minister Jean Castex on her back and torso. They read, "No culture, no future," and "Give us back art, Jean."
Al Jazeera report. Ivory Coast Prime Minister's death heralds political jockeying. Abidjan, Ivory Coast, on March 8. Ibrahima Sori Koulibaly celebrated Hamd Bakayoko's birthday surrounded by friends in Abidjan's Abobo neighborhood. They prayed for the quick recovery of Ivory Coast's Prime Minister, who was receiving medical treatment abroad, before enjoying plates of rice and grilled chicken. On March 10. As news emerged of Bakayoko's death from cancer in Germany 2 days after his 56th birthday, Koulibaly took to Facebook and simply wrote, "God is great."
BBC report. Brianna Taylor. Protest to mark anniversary of police killing. The incident caused outrage, spurring protests against racism and brutality. Ms. Taylor was shot by officers who forced entry into her home using a no-knock warrant that meant they did not have to announce themselves. Mr. Walker said he fired once because he believed criminals were breaking in. The officers responded with 32 shots, 6 of which struck Ms. Taylor. However, a grand jury decided not to charge any of them over Ms. Taylor's death, sparking protests.
CNN report. How this year of working on Zoom has affected your brain. We have passed a year since the initial COVID-19 shutdowns. That means a year of working from home, business casual from the waist up, and staring at your colleagues' faces in a 13-inch grid. Zoom has become a huge part of today's workflow, with a 470% increase in customers having more than 10 employees from this time last year, the company says. But how has the past year of virtual conference calls affected your brain?
Al Jazeera report. Myanmar's parallel government promises revolution to reverse coup. The acting leader of Myanmar's parallel civilian government, appointed by legislators who were removed following a power grab by the military in February, has promised to pursue a revolution to overturn the military government. Man Win Kang Than, who is in hiding along with most senior officials from the governing National League for Democracy Party, addressed the public for the first time on Saturday via Facebook.
BBC report. COVID. Jordan's health minister quits over hospital oxygen deaths. The deaths were reported early on Saturday at a new government facility in the town of Salt, about 14 miles 23 kilometers west of the capital, Amman. Prime Minister Bishar al-Qassani had asked Health Minister Nathur Obaidat to step down over the incident. Police were sent to the hospital after dozens of relatives turned up. The oxygen shortage, which lasted for about an hour, reportedly also affected intensive care and maternity units at the facility, although there were no reports of fatalities on those wards.
BBC report. U.S. announcer uses racist slur as basketball players kneel for anthem. Matt Rowan, owner and operator of the streaming service OSPN, later admitted using the words and apologized. The incident happened before the match between Norman High School and Midwest City quarterfinal game. Kneeling for the national anthem symbolizes a protest against racism. Matt Rowan's comments were overheard during a break in the live stream on the National Federation of High School (NFHS) network.
Al Jazeera report. PA, Arab League condemn opening of Czech office in Jerusalem. The Palestinian Authority (PA) and the Arab League have condemned the Czech Republic's opening of a diplomatic office in Jerusalem as a violation of international law. Prague opened a Jerusalem branch of its Israel embassy, which is located in Tel Aviv, on Thursday. The inauguration was attended by Czech Prime Minister Andrej Babiš, 2 weeks after Israel sent 5,000 Moderna COVID-19 vaccine doses to the Czech Republic under a vaccine diplomacy program that later came under legal scrutiny and was frozen.
Fox report. U.S. will not resume assistance to Ethiopia for most security programs. Washington. Reuters. The State Department on Friday said Washington has decided not to lift the pause in assistance to Ethiopia for most programs in the security sector, days after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken described acts in Tigray as ethnic cleansing. State Department spokesman Ned Price said that while the United States has decided to resume certain types of assistance, including that related to global health and food security, assistance for other programs and most programs in the security sector would remain paused.
Fox report. Organization says sharing Oprah interview memes as digital blackface. Non-black people should not spread Oprah Winfrey memes from the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle interview, because that's supporting digital blackface, a non-profit organization advises. The Slow Factory Foundation, which is dedicated to social and environmental justice, issued the warning on its Instagram page Tuesday, saying digital blackface is an online phenomenon where white and non-black people share images of black people to express emotion.
Fox report. Fighting continues in Yemen as U.S. seeks ceasefire in world's worst humanitarian crisis. At a recent United Nations conference to support Yemen, Saudi Arabia, which leads a military coalition supported by the internationally recognized Yemeni government, led the way with a donation of $430 million out of a total of $1.67 billion raised. Iran, which backs the Houthi militias fighting the Yemeni government, according to a public UN listing of the donations, didn't offer any aid, while the Biden administration gave $191 million at the conference, adding to the hundreds of millions already donated in U.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.